Hello everyone, welcome to my review of Transformers Legacy Deluxe Class Kickback, the Insecticon, one of 3, and the other 2 I do not own yet, but they are at least ordered, let's just say that, okay? They're not on the way, and they are not here, but they have been ordered. Maybe by the time you see this, they are here, and maybe then they also have been reviewed, but who knows? For now, I only have this one, and I already owned a Kickback back in the day, thanks to, I think it was actually Titan's Returns. My goodness, this thing is dusty. But anyway, Titan's Returns Kickback, and yeah, that thing was, it was fine. It was a fine figure, but to be honest, seeing this idiot right here makes me so happy because of the fact that he looks so good. You know, very accurate to his Generation 1 portrayal. And also, he isn't really... I don't know, is he deluxe size? I'm looking around, I only have Voyagers around here. And the Leader, actually. I only have Voyagers and Leader. I do not have any Deluxes to compare him with. But he is actually bigger than the last version, let's just say that. And, you know, he looks great. So let's take a look at him a bit more closely with this new head sculpt. Look at that head. My goodness, what a good head. And even the bendy little ear things, fantastic. You got the clear plastic here for the chest, the Decepticon symbol, obviously. Some kind of health bar that he has for, like, boss reasons, I guess, for Fall of Cybertron. Which this guy isn't, but I would love to see another version of that one as well. And you also got the circular shoulders, I guess. You got the purple here on the arms. You got the legs. You got the nice lower legs with the gold, or the, well, the yellow and the red, and then the purple. Big fan of these lower legs. I love the red and black. Like I said, sucker for those colors. You also got the long things here. The long... I feel like they're a bit too long compared to, like, the animation model. But also, what are you supposed to do about it, huh? And then from the back, he is also very clean because he is an Insecticon, which means his transformation is actually really easy, which makes my job a lot easier as well. Because, you know, if I had to go pull this guy inside out and then outside in again, this would have been a long video, but he looks very nice, and also with these wings, he actually looks very tall, to be honest. But that's not all, because since he is, I guess, on a little bit of a smaller scale deluxes, he comes with a lot of stuff. Starting off, he comes with whatever these things are supposed to be. Now, as you can see, there's a little nubby here, which probably is blast effect compatible, do not know, but these can be blasters, I guess, that bringing Kickback in. By the way, they are clear plastic. So be careful, but you could probably just attach these to the arms in order to do some battling, boys. Or you can take it and just have him hold it as melee weapons, boys. Now he can beat you up. I also like the face sculpt with the... It kind of looks like he has, he's like, he's going like that. He's going, for some reason. Isn't this actually the guy that has the stutter who, like, repeats himself always? Kickback, back. Isn't that what Kickback is? I thought that actually that was Kickback. But yeah, now he can beat you up with these translucent beat-em-ups. I don't know, they don't really look like soul or swords, but maybe they are a little bit sharp, so let's get them out of here. So we can get into the other weapon that if, you know, he was actually a little bit bigger, probably would have been the only weapon he came with, and that is this gun, which actually what I really like about this gun is the fact that it looks like it has like a clip below it. So like, it kind of reminds me of one of those older guns where you shoot it and then you pull out the clip with these like big circular clips, but still, it is a very nice gun that obviously, just like anything else, he can hold in his hand if need be in order to shoot some Autobots, or I don't know, maybe if he's feeling frisky, he can shoot some Dinobots as well, but that will most certainly spell your death and doom. But that is what he comes with. Very nice gun indeed. And yeah, that is about it for the arsenal that he comes with. A lot more than normal deluxes come with. So then let's move straight into the articulation segment. So his head can do a full rotation, and they can also go up and down. This also is a bit on the softer plastic. His arms can go all the way around. Technically, these things can also move all the way around if you want to. His arms can go in and out as well. Sadly enough, not revealing any detail. And you got a rotation here. However, the arms work a little bit weird because there's the bug leg on the back. So you do get a double jointed elbow, but also actually you could get it even higher, like so. But like this is always sticking down. So I don't know if that annoys you. But yeah, you got a swivel. I don't know if I talked about that one. And that's it. The hand doesn't really do anything outside of go in order to reveal another bug leg. Because of course he does. Bug legs everywhere. I don't like bugs. Then you got a waist rotation here. His legs can go forward and they can go back. They can go in and out, and a swivel, and then also a bend at the knee that sadly enough gets a bit stopped by the back leg, but technically you can actually fold it out in order to give him a little bit more. Oh no, it has a naturally stopping point anyway. Yeah, it has a natural stopping point. I thought it was hitting it, but it wasn't. So basically you get about this far in the leg motion, and then his feet can actually... there you go. Just have to figure out how to activate it, but they have ankle tilt, but I don't know how good it's going to be because of the fact that, you know, part of his feet is kind of missing in that sense, that's what I mean. But overall, he can pose like posing things do nowadays because everything poses. That's why we have skeleton combiners and all that stuff, which I'm actually excited about and really want that silver bolt, but I do not have him yet. So then next up, let's go straight into Z's comparison. Starting off, here he is next to the kickback from, I think, Titan's Returns, or at least an older kickback. And like I said, he is considerably taller than the last one, and also he looks a lot better than the last one, because the last one didn't really know what to do with the bug legs and all that stuff. Just plop him on the back, just a bit annoying. Also, technically, I guess this is supposed to go like this, but I don't really care. You're going back on the top shelf and to be forgotten about for the remainder of time. But yeah, here he is. This is what they look like together, and I think the new one is a far much improved one. So then moving you out of the way. So then here we have him next to Galvatron, and my two favorites. I decided to combine this segment because I didn't want to grab Starscream. Starscream will fully return with the G1 comparisons if and only when I get my hands on 86 Mega Man. But here he is with the three of them looking very nice. Really cool. Big fan of the way that he looks. He looks smaller than the rest of them, but he still looks like he fits in weirdly enough. So let's get them out of here. Then pull you in a bit closer so we can get into that transformation. So let's get this idiot transformed. So starting off, what you want to do is you want to rotate the head, and I'm gonna grab my part separator. Come to the back here and then lift this piece here up in order to cover up the head. There you go. Then what you want to do with these wings is you want to rotate them more towards the back where they are supposed to go. And then afterwards, what you want to do is you want to kind of fold out this piece here and fold the hand entirely in and rotate this out and kind of get this rotated so that this is all... Actually, you know what? Leave this down. Just rotate this out. But get the arm rotated more to the back and fold in the hand and kind of get it like this so that he has some front legs to stand on. And yes, we are almost done, surprisingly enough. Fold up the feet, pull out these back legs as well, pull on these back legs, rotate this out and rotate it around, rotate it out and rotate it around. And after that, you kind of want to get these legs just like angled more up, like so. And then you kind of want to just angle this in a way so that, oh no, kickback, no way. But you kind of want to angle it like this, and then here we have kickback in his bug mode. So here we have kickback in his insect mode, and to be honest, transforming the old one, wow, this one's so much better. But yeah, I mean, it is not really much of a transformation because he's basically still there. But you know what? These Insecticons are dumb enough, you know, I don't really care, to be honest. I just don't care about the way that, you know, he transforms because it's better than the old one. Because the old one with the arms was just so horrible. And also, I'm kind of curious as to why they couldn't do this before with the old one. Because this is so much better. But anyway, let's take a look here at the head sculpt of the thing, the new thing. I kind of wish there were some, like, maybe like some paint here for eyes or something like that. Even though I think actually maybe the eyes are supposed to be on the side of this. I don't actually know. I mean, like the old one has like these big eyes on the side, you know? So that is where the old one wins. Because this one doesn't necessarily have that thing, but I also don't really know how he sees me. He kind of got a little bit of gaps here, so like those could be the eyes. I have no idea how these bugs work, to be honest. I also like how this whole thing, his whole assembly works. Very nice. The wings are also very nice. Didn't really talk about them before because they are mainly for this mode, and otherwise I wouldn't really have much to talk about. But I love the way that the wings look. It looks like kind of like a spider web inside or something like that. I love the fact that it looks like you got like water in here, or like a little bit of water bubbles in there. Very nice look, very nice look. Also, it's a bit textured on the other side. And then you got obviously still this whole assembly here being an existing thing. You got these long legs that come out of the back one. You know, like the back legs, just the way that they extend in order to make this work. Looks really cool. But there's not really much change. So there's also not really much for me to really talk about. So then let's go straight then into the weapon storage. So starting off, the Gatling gun I feel like can actually store under here. You got a slot right there in his chest. So you can just store that in here and just leave it like that. And then with these back legs, well, you can store these things on the back legs, I think, because as you can see on here, there is a little hole, so you can just store this kind of stuff on his back legs if you have to. I don't know what these things are supposed to be. I don't actually know if you ever had those things in Generation 1, but yeah, you can do that if you want to. To be honest, this looks a lot better than these things as guns in robot mode. I don't actually hate the way that the weapon storage here looks, because this thing already kind of looks a little bit stupid though. So anything can fit in, but the weapon storage is nice. Also articulation wise, which this thing actually has. Just like the robot mode, you got some articulation here. On the arms, you get in and out as well. You technically can move this thing forward if you want to. Same with the other side. These things can move like so for robot mode purposes, and these legs can also move, and they also have a bend. I also like how they kind of softly tab into place here. Like this is how you're supposed to have them and no other way at all. Let me get these things off the back legs then, and I didn't want to pull the feet out. But like they basically have the same articulation, and this can move as well, and the foot can move a little bit as well. So there is some new articulation for the new pieces, but outside of that, still a lot of like old articulation. And you know what? You might be able to make something out of it. But these wings, I kind of wish. I mean, the old one, I will say that the wings were actually movable. Here you have static wings, so no movability. So now let's move straight into SAS comparison, because there's nothing else to talk about. So then starting off, obviously here he is with his older variant from Titan's Return. And this is what I was talking about, this whole assembly. I don't know how that whole thing works. But here we got Titan's Return Kickback. Well, I actually looked it up for transformation purposes because I don't remember how that thing worked. But yeah, it is Titan's Return. But the new one is obviously way better. I mean, it's a lot more fun to play with. It's not as loose as the old one. Like the old one with the back legs here are very loose, but these do not necessarily feel as loose as those. And also, I mean, now the wings are also a little bit less, but I do like the yellow more than the clear. However, what this thing actually does better is the fact that you can do this with the wings. So you can actually have them off to the side. And he's got the big eyes in order to be able to identify that stuff, which this one does not have. And also you cannot move this off to the side. But outside of that, still, I like this one more mainly because of the transformation. Because what is this even supposed to be, you know? What is that supposed to be? I like the fact that the arms here have it, because that also makes the figure look a lot cleaner. Then moving this one out of the way for the next one. For Kit from Knight Rider, baby. And yeah, this looks absolutely ridiculous. What would Michael Knight say if a big buck was just like this on Kit? It's just like, oh god, Kit, get it off. Get it off, ew. The giant bug just flies in. So let's get you out of here. So I don't know which one is a more ridiculous, but to be honest, they're all a little bit ridiculous on this one. But here he is next to Shockwave, Soundwave, and Galvatron, baby. And yeah, looks nice. However, this is a fully ridiculous thing because bugs are supposed to be small, but so are cassettes and a gun. And these are huge, technically, compared to other Transformers. And then you got a big cannon, which actually that one might be in scale. I have no idea how that one works. But still, here he is with all of them. So let's move them out of the way. Pull you in closer and let's get into that reverse transformation, if we really want to call it a transformation. So to get good old Kickback back into his robotic mode, what you want to start off with, let me just do it like this then, is you can start off with pulling out the feet. Like so. I don't know why I grabbed a different weapon in order to be able to do it, but still. You can do that. Then rotate these bug feet around. Fold them in, and then fold this whole thing into that gap there. Just line it up and just push it in. Like so. There we go. We're already almost done. As you can see. Then you can rotate these things all the way around. You can rotate the arms down. Rotate the arms down. Rotate the head around. Take off the back gun that I didn't see beforehand. Pull this piece here down, and then finally to finish it off you can rotate the hands around, and there you go. Bam, baby, already fully transformed into his robot mode like so. That is Kickback in his robotic mode. So then final thoughts on Kickback. I like him. I'm gonna be honest here, I like him. I think he's a fun little guy. However, to be honest, the disappointing part that he has is his transformation. I will say that his transformation is very disappointing, but he also comes with these big slaps in order to, I guess, make up for that fact. But overall, I like him. I think Kickback is a fun figure. He's got a fun but really simple transformation, and to be honest, he doesn't necessarily do the bug mode all that badly outside of the big eyes that I kind of wish he had in the bug mode, like his old Titans Returns figure. But outside of that, Kickback is a very fun figure. However, would I recommend him at full price? That is something that I do not know about necessarily, because there's a lot better figures out there, like for example Huffer, just a deluxe class figure that came to mind. Huffer was very fun, and I think that he would be more worth it than Kickback, but overall, I would say if you see this guy on like a discount, then I would definitely recommend him, and for full price, maybe. It depends on how much you enjoy the Insecticons, because if you want like a complex or unique transformation, this guy is not it at all. But to be honest, the Insecticons never really were that. It was just basically them lying down. So my recommendation is, sure, if you like the Insecticons, buy them. But that has been my review of Transformers Legacy Deluxe Class Insecticon Kickback. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that bell, and comment your thoughts on this figure. And please check out my Let's Play channel, linked in the description and at the end of the video. I upload 3 videos every day of different games, but mainly Pokemon. And I'll see you guys in the next review. Bye!